At last, the Detroit Lions defensive line goes to war at full strength. This Sunday, possibly, Alim McNeill makes his return for the Detroit Lions alongside Aiden Hutchinson as their quest continues for a Super Bowl championship. What up, though? Welcome to Eazy. I am Lions Nation Unite. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share this video. Today, we're breaking down the Detroit Lions' latest injury news, including something you're going to want to stay tuned for. But first and foremost, I'm sure you guys have heard by now, DJ Reed is going to the injury reserve. He will be gone for at least 4 weeks. Now, I've heard it disputed both ways. Hey, it's got to be 4 games, so it would include that bye week, or hey, that bye week would also be included. I'm going to go off what Tim Twentyman told me, and that's the bye week is included. So 3 games away, and then the bye week, and then you just may see DJ Reed return. Unfortunately for him, he is an IR with his hamstring. And that's like the earliest he can come back, to be honest with you. We don't have an exact return date for him, but a guy that I do expect back after that bye week is probably going to be Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport, the edge rusher, the big end, they call him. That sound like somebody that, all right, we're not going to. The big end, they call him Marcus Davenport. He's a big body guy, man, and he crushes, collapses the pocket, and allows Aiden Hutchinson to eat from that. That's the type of defensive end the Detroit Lions like, and that's why they replaced him with former defensive tackle Tyler Lacey, who has, I believe, 5 pressures in the season so far and limited snaps in just 2 games. That's good stuff. I like what I see from him, but keeping you updated on Marcus Davenport, he's likely to come back after the bye week. Moving on, Kerby Joseph, probably the biggest piece of injury news this week, just because he's your former All-Pro. This is a game where the Cincinnati Bengals, I expect, are going to be passing a lot. In fact, Jake Browning was asked this week what's going on with the offense, and he's like, you know what, I'm just not trusting my wide receivers enough. You got a guy like Jamar Chase and go up there and get it. A guy like T. Higgins, they go up there and get it. I should be throwing them a lot more 50-50 balls and giving them chances. And we play a lot of man coverage. They're going to be attacking that. And the guy we're going to need to help capitalize on that is Kerby Joseph. He's been missing practice Wednesday. He missed practice Thursday. But today, Dan Campbell confirmed he'll return back to practice, and it's just a lingering knee issue. Dan Campbell said something separate from this last game, not the situation he brought into camp this season. But he didn't make a big fuss about it, although me personally, I don't like that news. I kind of would rather him just sit out. But it's not determined yet. He's still probably going to end up being questionable. Knowing Kerby, knowing this team, the type of guys they draft, he's going to want to play. Another guy is going to play. Banged up shoulder injury last week. Terrion Arnold, he's the guy we're going to need. And if you're not even impressed or in love with the performance he's put on so far this season, it's just nice to have a couple extra bodies in the defensive back room this week against these wide receivers, and especially next week against KC, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the next game, the Kansas City Chiefs. So you're going to need cornerbacks for that one. Terrion Arnold's probably going to play. I expect Kerby Joseph's probably going to play. And then at last, I kind of sped through those ones. I apologize. Comment down below if you think I'm missing a couple guys. Jody Vaki still dealing with the groin. I don't expect him back. Taylor Decker, I know he misses practice every week. That's just like that's a practice. I mean, that's just a routine at this point. He's dealt with that shoulder surgery he had this offseason, and he still performed every week thus far. My guy Spinney did a fantabulous video on the Detroit Lions offensive line and their performances. Taylor Decker is a part of that, even with that shoulder being not 100%. And that was against guys like Myles Garrett, Malik Collins, and more. But at least, finally, at last, the name – I quite literally went around my house screaming like an absolute lunatic. The name that is rumored to possibly be playing in this game, Alim McNeill, making his return from injury reserve with an ACL injury that he tore 2 weeks after Malcolm Rodriguez, somehow coming back by week 5. I mean, Alim McNeill's special, but I think we're finding out he's not human. In fact, and I'm knock on wood, and I hate to bring this up, but like when Hutch hurt his ankle, he hit it on Alim McNeill's calf. He's just a solid, like, he's just not human. He's like the Thing from the Fantastic Four. Speaking of Fantastic Four, that's what the Detroit Lions defensive line is about to look like. Here is Dan Campbell with a tease, maybe, kind of just ask him about the return of Alim McNeill. I'm going to play this video for you here shortly. Here we go.
Just getting back. He needs some reps to work in, but he's looking really great in practice. I guess how do you toe that line of kind of when to get him back for Sundays?
Yeah, I think, look, we got a lot of data on him right now. Certainly what he says, how does he feel? What's his comfort level, confidence, but also being smart, being smart with it. So we kind of worked him in on Wednesday. He got a lot more reps yesterday, and today he's going to get more reps, but it won't be near as many, and that's really where we're at with him.
Is it on the table for him to play this week?
We've talked about it. I don't know, man. I think right now it's probably 50-50. I know he wants to play, but we want to be smart too. So this will be one of those decisions we'll probably make after practice.
My goodness, 50-50. Week 5, 50-50. How? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm all about it. I love it. I mean, that is fantastic news. I should probably calm myself down, to be honest with you, because it's 50-50 is no Sherlock. But like just the fact that he's even this close to being healthy, especially with a game coming up like Kansas City next week. I called him the thing, and the Detroit Lions defensive line being coined as the Fantastic Four. And whatever. I mean, they're going to be that, man. I mean, Alim McNeill is so good. Put it to you this way. Last season, Aiden Hutchinson goes down early in the year. Alim McNeill goes down week 13, I'd say week 14. I think he had 14 games in. But don't forget, he left the Green Bay game with a concussion. Then obviously the game that he tore his ACL in, he left that game early too. So really, like, you want to look at like 12 and a half games for Alim McNeill. All right. Led the team in pressures. Not Zadarius Smith, not Josh Pascal. I know Aiden Hutchinson left early, but he left it in Mark on the team. I don't know where I was going with that one. He left an impact on the team, right, in that stats box. It was Alim McNeill that led this team in quarterback pressures last year without Aiden Hutchinson for majority of the season. So now you're telling me the guy that you brought in to be his brother of destruction and DJ Reader, who's playing phenomenal, is going to be on the defensive line. Aiden Hutchinson, who is phenomenal, defensive player of the year caliber, going to be on that defensive line. But now you're inserting Alim McNeill. There's 5 offensive linemen. We've been running a lot of 5-man fronts. Shout out to Tyler Lacey. Shout out to Tyleek Williams as well, holding it down. In the absence of Alim McNeill, a guy they drafted because they reminded them of Alim McNeill. Now he gets to play with the real deal and learn how to play, I guess, per the Detroit Lions, like the way Alim does. But either way, I mean, just like you're telling me we're dropping Alim McNeill onto that team. I can't hold my, I mean, that's everything I think you need to become a Super Bowl champion has had to do with the defensive line. That's just, look at the past couple of Super Bowls. I'm going all the way back to when Brady first lost to the New York Giants. Eli Manning got the MVP. I have no clue why, because I would have given it to Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, Chris Canty. I mean, let the names roll. I mean, that was a stacked defense. Usu Umenyiora. Like, that's just disgusting defensive line. They did it again too. How about Patrick Mahomes? I just told you Tom Brady. Go. If you have another goat out there, his name is probably Patrick Mahomes. All right. The Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes lost, what happened? The defensive line dominated him. You go look at the situation against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, some of it was because he was missing an offensive line. But when you're in the absence of an offensive line, that allows another defensive line to dominate. And then in a situation where you have, once more, oh, man, I can't remember his name. My man missing the fingers. Jason Pierre-Paul, the Dominican Sue, Vita Vea, Golson. Like these defensive lines are what help you win Super Bowls. You want to go back to their Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl he lost. Okay. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Josh Sweat, Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, Alim McNeill. I mean, it's just, I hope you get where I'm getting at. Like, if these guys can stay healthy, this is the caliber of defensive line that I truly believe can deliver a Lombardi trophy to the city of Detroit. I am being so serious right now. And not to mention, the EPA success rate of the Detroit Lions defense right now is the highest in the National Football League. Meaning, when your offense is dropping back and they're looking to make a play on you, and if it's against the Detroit Lions, odds are it's not going to go in their favor. Detroit Lions defense has been phenomenal. In fact, let me look at team pressures right now. they're giving me individuals. I need team defense. All right. Who has the most quarterback pressures in the National Football League? It is the Rams, who just played a Thursday night game. So technically they're 5 weeks in. They got 5 games played. Everybody else only has 4. The Detroit Lions currently sit number 9. All right, without Alim McNeill. You're adding the guy who led your team in pressures last season to this defensive line. Now, again, let me calm down because Dan Campbell just heard, you heard the man himself. It's a 50-50 situation. But just the way the way I explained with Kirby Joseph, they draft guys that are just true sickos. I mean, Jack Campbell was in the huddle in the Baltimore Ravens game with a hole in his face, spitting out blood. And the players got a kick of adrenaline from it. I mean, we draft true football sickos. If it's a 50-50 shot, I'm betting my money that Alim McNeill plays. I bet he wants to play. And if I'm being honest with you, too, all due respect to Cincinnati Bengals, this would have been a lot more fun of a matchup if you had Joe Burrow healthy. But they don't. And if you're going against an offensive line to get some reps in, to get your sea legs under you, I'm picking that Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. It is amongst the worst in the National Football League. I think last year they finished 7th and let up pressure rate. I think right now they're last in the league. I mean, Joe Burrow, the reason why he's out because that offensive line absolutely stinks. It is horrid, like terrible. So if I'm going to allow Alim McNeill to catch some momentum, catch his breath, catch some conditioning, it's going to be against the Cincinnati Bengals team, especially before you headed into Kansas City and Arrowhead. Listen, I know I'm bringing a lot more energy than I typically am, and it's a 50-50 shot. I can't help it, guys. I mean, I tell you what, this summer, some of the names I was excited about in this Vegas draw, unfortunately got hurt, but you heard the good things about it. I told you Calvin Shepard. I said, listen, I think this guy is a real deal. I think we're seeing that. The only thing he's getting pissed off about is the fact that we keep letting up these touchdowns in the first drives. Obviously, buttons are pushed, levers are pulled, and things are adjusting from then. But you're looking at one of the better defenses in the National Football League right now under Calvin Shepard. You're dropping Alim McNeill into that one. I'm telling you guys, this is going to be it's going to be nasty, man. It is going to be nasty once Alim McNeill comes back and he's fully healthy. And again, no pressure if he's not. I think Tyreek Williams is doing a tremendous job. I know the traditional stats aren't necessarily there. He's there on pressures. He's there on double teams. Everything that a defensive tackle does that's not on a stat sheet, but you are thankful for as a football fan, Tyreek Williams has been bringing that. And I think you put him in situations now where he is going to be a lot more a lot more advantageous situation for Tyreek Williams with DJ Reader and Alim McNeill out there in those 5-man fronts. And the 5-man front, I keep bringing that up because you're talking about a situation where you have Al-Quadin Muhammad, or then you have Tyreek Williams, and then you have DJ Reader, then you have Alim McNeill, and you have Aiden Hutchinson, creating a situation where you have 5 defensive linemen, 3 of which I say are phenomenal on our side, against 5 offensive linemen. They're gonna have to take pass catchers off the field and bring them into block to protect the quarterback. And that's going to situate a guy like Jack Campbell, Derek Barnes, Anzalone. How about Bryant Branch, Kirby, Joseph? Like, it's just going to put you in an advantageous situation defensively, lining up those guys out there when they're all healthy. And it's going to be just a problem. I promise you it will. And if they decide not to bring extra blockers, okay. Go watch the Browns game when they decide to motion over a tight end to Njoku to go double team Pat O'Connor for whatever reason. Aiden Hutchinson was left on an island, and he took that tackle to school, sacked Joe Flacco. I mean, just go ahead. You want to do 5-on-5? We do 5-on-5. I'm excited. I'm excited. I love defense. My favorite side of the ball. And if Alim McNeill comes back healthy, he's one of the best interior pass rushers, in my opinion. And I think he got robbed of that last season. We'll find out this season. But without further ado, Alim McNeill, 50-50 shot to play this week, and that's the biggest takeaway from this video. Obviously, include the other Detroit Lions injuries. Let me know what you think will happen. Will Alim McNeill play? How many snaps will he play? I'm going to guess 10, 15, maybe less than that. Does he get a sack? I wouldn't love to say no, but I would feel smarter to say no, but against this Bengals offensive line, yeah. Yeah, I'll give him a sack. I mean, I hope he plays. I'm just excited. Detroit Lions team's coming together. We still got other guys coming back too from other injuries, and we're just gonna fully formulate by the time the year ends, year closes, and hopefully go get that Lombardi Trophy, man. Till then, I'm out. Let me know your prediction, your score predictions down below in the comment section for the Detroit Lions versus Cincinnati Bengals. Personally, I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions 38. You heard that correctly, 38 to 10. Is that disrespectful? Maybe, but I think the spread is 10.5. I think I'm not being disrespectful. Till next time, I'll see you guys.